I want to wish you a happy new year and welcome you to the news of the hour. I am Shola Fumi Oguntuashe. The Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, has assured that all sectors of the state will experience massive development in the year 2024. The governor gave the assurance at the 2024 inter-religious service held at the main hall of the Awolowo Civic Center at Ekiti. Government House reporter Yemi Olajutemu brings details of the report.
Governor Oyebanji thanked the people of the state for their support and cooperation in 2023, said more development initiatives and projects would be executed in 2024. He noted that his government.
Whatever we have done in the state for the last 1 year plus, all going to it's not about me, not about my clearance, it's about my knowledge. Our desire is to ensure that every sector in the state is touched. Because there are a lot of people that are not formal government employment. Government has responsibility to them. So we need to strike a balance between workers' welfare, between pensions, between gratuity, between local government workers, between teachers, and those outside who are more in numbers. Government has responsibility to them too.
He promised to give priority to workers' welfare as government engine room, as well as provide good governance in the state. The governor lauded the federal government's effort at addressing the various challenges of the nation through different policies, calling for more support for President Bola Tinubu.
We must thank God that we have a president that has the courage and fortitude to do what many presidents are not able to do. It may look a bit tough now, but I'm so confident in God that this year we continue to see the effects of all those policies that he has put in. The only thing the president needs from us is our prayers and our patience.
Earlier, the Ekiti State CAN chairman, Reverend Aribasoye, and the ADS missioner, Sheikh Abdusalam Babatunde, called on public office holders to emulate the good virtues exemplified by Governor Abiodun Oyebanji by being accountable and connecting with the grassroots.
When you connect with people, you are automatically repositioning Ekiti State government for greater height.
Whenever the position we found ourselves, we should not be forgetful of tomorrow.
Also, the President League of Imam and Alphas, Southwest Edo and Delta States, Sheikh Jamiu Kewulere and Reverend Professor Bayo Loyede prayed for the states and Nigeria. Yemi Olajutemu reporting.
Also, members of staff at the broadcasting have been charged to show more commitment to their work this year. The general manager of the station, Mr. Olupopola, represented by the Director, Administration and Supplies, Mr. Deji Ajayi, gave the charge during the New Year prayer held at the Deji Ali Labowo Hall, Ilokun, Ado-Ekiti. Mr. Popola, who commended Governor Oyebanji's administration for ensuring that the station is connected to the national grid, assured the staff of better days. Earlier, some of the workers made their demands known to the management of the corporation. Prayers were offered for the station, the state, and the country at large. Old students have been charged not to lose focus towards the development of their alma mater. Stakeholders at the Annunciation School Old Boys Association Ikere Ekiti gave the charge at the Maiden Icon Award Ceremony and annual dinner held at the Emmanuel Event Center in Ikere Ekiti. Bukola Adebukola reports that Obade Jimmy Adu was the royal father of the day.
It was a moment of celebration as members from far and near gathered to rejoice with their former schoolmates. The Asoba National President, Mr. Olufemi Ayodele, noted that the program was homecoming for members and urged them to do more for the school.
Become a permanent secretary. Instead of the one that will become a professor, all we had there was hope. But looking back today, it's very on the understanding of, I think we can say with good confidence that our hope was not pitched.
The chairman of the occasion, Chief Oluwole Ariyo, who congratulated members and awardees for witnessing the day, said that they should contribute their quota to sustain the tempo of success. Highlight of the event was the presentation of award to notable alumni members, including the General Manager, Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State, Mr. Olukokuola, former Military Administrator of Ogun State, Navy Commodore Kayode Olofimoyin, retired, former Deputy Governor, Professor Kolapo Olushola, retired AIG Tunde Ogunshakin, Sir Kayode Otitoju, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Abiodun Alabi, and others.
Broadcasting service of Ekiti State, most of outdoor events, free coverage, free publicity, courtesy of the GM.
Of the award recipients promised their support to the school at all times.
Brothers that have passed to an association who have one time or the other been contributing toward the development of the school. I see that as a recognition of such good acts and very encouraged.
This is where the foundation of the secondary school we found that was an impetus this school. We have been coming together, funding some projects, some programs, but this is a push.
Bukola Adebukola reporting.
As the Federal Ministry of Education on Tuesday announced the suspension of evaluation and accreditation of degree certificates from the Republic of Benin and Togo, the National Association of Nigeria Students has requested that similar measures be taken against home-based institutions running unaccredited courses. In a statement issued by the factional National Senate President, Elvis Akuntina, Nance commended the federal government over the suspension of the evaluation and accreditation of degree certificates obtained from institutions in Benin Republic and Togo. Nance described as outrageous the utilization of deceptive methods by some Nigerians to acquire degrees from Benin Republic and Togo aimed at securing job opportunities for which they lack qualifications. Chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), Musa Aliyu, has convened a critical meeting at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja with a reporter who exposed the alleged degree certificate fraud in some neighboring countries. A statement by ICPC Director of Press Azuka Ogugwa said that the invitation was to discuss the story published on December 30 by the reporter on the alleged corrupt practices at the Cotonou University. The statement said that meeting with the reporter was aimed at deepening the investigation and initiating relevant actions against parties involved in the certificate scandal. According to the Commission, the probe will rigorously examine the networks and individuals engaged in the malpractices with the objective of restoring and preserving the integrity of the educational system. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has arrested and detained the suspended National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of the National Social Investment Program Agency, Halima Shehu. The arrest came a few hours after President Bola Tinubu approved a suspension over the suspicious movement of 17 billion naira from NSIP account to some other accounts within a week. It was gathered that operatives of the EFCC who were drafted to the National Coordinator's private office and home got her arrested at about 8 p.m. last night. According to reports, after searching her home and office, Halima was taken into custody at about 9 p.m. for interrogation. It was also gathered that the EFCC was closing in on a director of the agency who was allegedly complicit in the huge payments into the suspicious accounts. The National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has dismissed the alleged suspension of the chairman of Ondo State Chapter, Mr. Fatai Adams. A statement issued by the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, declared the purported suspension as null and void and of no effect, as it did not follow due process. The statement warned members of the party who perpetrate illegal acts to refrain from such action, as the leadership will not hesitate to wield the big stick. However, the State Working Committee of the party had on Tuesday announced the suspension of Adams over alleged anti-party activities. Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago has assured retired civil servants of relief as the state government commenced the implementation of the 2024 budget. The governor reiterated his administration's commitment to prioritize the welfare of civil servants with the provision of conducive working environment to increase productivity in the state civil service. He emphasized that project supervision would be more intense to put the contractors on their toes to ensure that the projects were executed according to specifications. And the federal government has approved an extension of the deadline for this year's Hajj registration by the intending pilgrims. The registration would have closed on December 31 last year, but the government added another month. Affairs of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Mrs. Fatima, in her statement, said the extension was in response to the heartfelt concerns raised by religious clerics, state pilgrims, welfare boards, agencies, commissions, governors, and other stakeholders on disclosure of the 2024 Hajj registration. To foreign, former U.S. President Donald Trump has filed an appeal against a ruling by the top election official in Maine that would keep him off presidential primary ballot in the northeastern state. Maine last week joined Colorado in barring Trump from appearing on primary ballot because of his role in the January 6, 2021 assault on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters. Trump's attorneys urged the Maine Superior Court to toss out the ruling by Maine Secretary of State Shannon Bellows, a Democrat, calling her a biased decision-maker who acted in an arbitrary month. That Trump, the frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, is ineligible to appear on the presidential primary ballot in the western state because of the 14. Jesus.
káàsán ẹ̀sìnkú iṣẹ́ látòrọ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí Bùkọ́lá Adébùkọ́lá lórúkọ tèmi. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti fi dá gbogbo ẹ̀ka ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lójú pé àwọn ètò ìdàgbàsókè aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ ni yóò dé bá wọn lọ́dún yìí. Gómìnà ló ṣèlérí yìí níbi ètò ìjọsìn tọdún yìí tó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn ìṣètò Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ nílùú Àdó Èkìtì. Níbi ayẹyẹ ìjọsìn náà láti rí aya gómìnà, igbákejì gómìnà, olórí òṣìṣẹ́ ọba ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àti àwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba, àwọn ọba aláyé àti àwọn aráàlú ní kalẹ̀ láti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ojú torí ọdún tuntun. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn àrọwà ti jáde sí láti túbọ̀ farajì sẹ́nu iṣẹ́ wọn lọ́dún yìí. Ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúkókó-Ọlá tí adarí lẹ́ka àkóso ọ̀gbẹ́ni Dèjì Àjàyí sojú fún ọdún tuntun tó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn Dèjì Ayélabówó ní inú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ yìí nílùú Ògùn nílùú iṣẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè àti rí dájú pé iná ọba ṣiṣẹ́ padà ní iléeṣẹ́ yìí. Ṣáájú làwọn òṣìṣẹ́ náà ti sọ ohun tí wọ́n fẹ́ fáwọn náà ni wọ́n ti gbàdúrà fún wọ́n jáde ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tàbí sí àsóbà ìdàgbàsókè yóò ṣe máa jọ àwọn èèkàn ìlú níbi ayé ní gbọ̀ngàn níbi ètò ńlá Ògògà ní ìkàlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ orí adé pàtàkì fún ọjọ́ náà. Ó jẹ́ àkókò àjọyọ̀ ńlá fún àwọn ọmọ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún tí wọ́n wá nílé àti lẹ́yìn odi látàrí bí wọ́n ojúṣe tún ríra wọn padà. Ààrẹ àpapọ̀ àsóbà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúfẹ́mi Ayọ̀délé wòye wípé ètò náà ló jẹ́ ìpadàwálé fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún tó sì rọ̀ wọ́n jáde náà kú oríire pẹ̀lú àwọn tó gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ fún ojú tó rí ọdún. Ó wá rọ̀ wọ́n láti sa ipa ribiribi láti lè mú àṣeyọrí tẹ̀síwájú nílé ẹ̀kọ́ náà. Àwọn jàǹkànjàǹkàn ní akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde tó ti gba iléeṣẹ́ rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúkókó-Ọlá, gómìnà ológun tẹ́lẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ìgbà fẹ̀yìntì Túndé yìí Abíọ́dún Àlà lára àwọn tó gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ náà gbogbo fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún. Ìkéde ìmáwófin kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè láti orílẹ̀-èdè bẹ̀rẹ̀ bákan náà ni ẹgbẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún tí kò gbòǹtẹ̀ ìjọba. Àtẹ̀jáde látọwọ́ ààrẹ àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí NANS FC Ẹ̀kúndénà ó gbóríyìn fún ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún bí wọ́n ṣe mú àṣọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì ní orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì. Ẹgbẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn sọ wípé ọ̀pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ló ń lo ọ̀nà àlùmọ̀kọ́rọ́ yìí láti gba ìwé ẹ̀rí akẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìwà àjẹbánu lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ICPC ṣe alága wọn Musa Adamu Àbújá látàrí bí wọ́n ṣe ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè tí wọ́n gbà pọ̀ dàrú. Olùdarí ẹ̀ka ètò ìròyìn Asuka pàjáwìrì náà ló ní ṣe pẹ̀lú méjìlá látọwọ́ akọ̀ròyìn kan ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì kan ní Kútọ́nù àtẹ̀jáde ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn akọ̀ròyìn lójú náà kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ ohun ààyè lórí àti jìbìtì tí ó gbalẹ̀ kan lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìwà àjẹbánu àti wọ̀bìà lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí EFCC ló ti fi páńpẹ́ ọmọ ènìyàn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí Halima Shehu àyẹ̀wò àti díẹ̀ tí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu fi bọ́wọ́ ipò rẹ̀ látàrí owó tó lé ní wọ́n ṣe ná láàrin bíi ọ̀sẹ̀ kan. Ìròyìn sọ wípé olùdarí àjọ náà lẹ́yìn ọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì fi ipá wípé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ṣàyẹ̀wò sílé àti ọ́fíìsì Halima ni wọ́n tó gbé e lọ fọ̀rọ̀ wá lẹ́nu wò. Tún gbọ́ wípé àjọ EFCC ló tún wá olùdarí kan ní àjẹbánu. Òṣèlú PDP ti àpapọ̀ ló ti sọ pé kò sóòótọ́ ni pé wọ́n ti fi òfin de alága ẹgbẹ́ Adams. Àtẹ̀jáde látọwọ́ alukoro ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún Débọ̀ Ológun Àgbà ìjúwe ilé fún un ló jẹ́ èrò àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún wá kìlọ̀ fún má ṣe lọ́wọ́ nínú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà àdarí ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún lọ́jọ́ ìṣẹ́gun ti kéde ìfòfinde Adams látàrí ìwà àìpẹ́. Muhammadu Umaru Bago ti ṣèlérí fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọba ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún pé ìrọ̀rùn yóò dé bá wọn nínú ọdún yìí látàrí ìgbà bá ń ṣe àmúṣe tó ń bá àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọba sọ̀rọ̀ sọ pé ìjọba ń farajì láti mú ètò ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọba ní bàá láti lè ṣiṣẹ́ wọn bíi àkànṣe iṣẹ́ tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tó bá ìgbà mu. wọ́n lo àfikún ọjọ́ ìfáwọn tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa ìforúkọsílẹ̀ náà ló yẹ ọdún tó kọjá àmọ́ ìjọba ti fi oṣù kan kún olùdarí lẹ́ka ètò àjọ tó ń ṣe àmójútó hajj arábìnrin Fatima ló sọ̀rọ̀ jáde bí àwọn kan ṣe àfikún ọjọ́ tí wọ́n yí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti kópa ní hajj. èyí ló pé ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí fún tọ̀sán òní dà pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wa. ire o.